All right, it's 7 p.m. EST, and you're tuned into LuvBay Radio. Welcome to another captivating edition of Voices of the Millennials. Uh, it's a wonderful time to be here. Last week, I did promise you that we're going to have a good show, an impending show, and here we are with wonderful guests coming your way to give you a time worthwhile, making sure that we amplify the voices, concerns, and aspirations of our generation. This is Voices of the Millennials. My name is Annamaria Amissah, your regular host. Tonight, the topic is technology and privacy, and I have two very productive millennials on the line with me to bring you a lot of things to think about, a lot of thoughts provoking conversation will be going on tonight on Voices of the Millennials. I'll allow you guys to introduce yourselves. I have Cornelius and OGRA. Cornelius, tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, hello. Thank you, Annamaria, for that. Well, for me, I'm from Toronto, born in Jamaica, but rest of my life I grew up in Toronto in the Jane and Finch community. And what I do is I coach and I also do screenwriting. Right now, I'm working on a project at the moment with my organization in a youth film, a 3D animation and live action film called 416. And basically, the movie is about youth who live in the city of Toronto who have a hard time making it through their environment. And with that being said, uh, I was one of those youth back in the past where I experienced a lot of hard tribulations, growing up in rough communities and also trying to find opportunities for myself. So this film definitely brings out the nature of what it's like to be a teenager growing up in the city, as well as what it's like to be a teenager growing up in a single parent home, which most of the Black youth and different youth from different nationalities go through once they enter the city is definitely a hard thing where they have to find their own because their parents
So,
don't know it. Yeah,
so this is Cornelius Headley, the aspiring filmmaker, is it?
correct, correct.
Correct. Okay. So hold that thought. Ogra, let me bring you in. Let me rope you in. Tell us a bit about what you do.
Okay, thank you, Anna Maria. Hi, everyone. So, my name is Ogra, like it has been said, and I'm from Zimbabwe, all the way from Africa, the southern country. um, also, I am a graphic designer. I'm Nost
Okay.
Designs. When you see the LuvBay flyer saying Nost Designs, also I am Nost Designs, and I have been a graphic designer for 9 years now,
Okay.
and I joined the LuvBay family in 2020. So it has been a little bit of a journey with them. So I'm a graphic designer. I do social media management. I do web development. Social media, it all includes all the flyers, the logos, the banners, the booklets, and all the other things that pertains to graphic work. So this started off as just a passion for me. A friend introduced me to it, but then as time went on, as I got roped into it, and I loved it, and now it's become my profession. Yeah,
Wonderful.
so
Wonderful.
yeah, that defines
Wonderful.
me.
Okay. So
Thank you.
Cornelius, continue your story. Yeah. Tell us a bit more.
So the movie that I'm working on it's an hour and 30-minute film. I have my executive producer named Jerome Cummings that works for Voices Entertainment. He's also on board, and Luciano Vitali, another executive producer that I have also on board working with me. We also have a casting team, which are youth who are actual real youth who grew up in the cities of Toronto in different rough neighborhoods that go through crime, and it's definitely a blessing to have these kids that are a part of this project to be alive and to actually be themselves in this film. Right now, we are at the stage of looking for funding at the moment. So, we're trying our hardest to find the right investor or partner to be a part of this wonderful, wonderful project for the city of Toronto. We also have Warner Brothers that is interested into working with us. So we're hoping to find the right investor to be with us so we can get started with Warner Brothers. Yeah.
Great. We wish you all the best in this project that I can foresee is going to be wonderful. Now,
Thank
so
you.
looking at the professions that you're all into, it is wonderful that we will be having a conversation about technology and privacy. I just want to quickly find out from you uh, what exactly your relationship to technology is with regards to the kind of jobs that you do. Ogra, let me start with you.
Okay, thank you so much. For me, technology is a daily thing because I have to use the gadgets, the desktops, maybe it's the iPads, whatever. So for me to do the work without a gadget, I cannot do anything. And also have to use the softwares, have to use so technology the profession that I'm in, it's all about it, and there's nothing else that you can do without it. So major investment is really a key in that area because it determines the efficiency, it determines even the quality of the work that you do, and it also determines whether you're able to gain more clients and satisfy them and retain them as well. So if you have the wrong gadgets, that means your turnaround time will be poor, your turnaround time will be low, and you won't be able to keep them satisfied. So basically, in an industry, the customer is king, the client is king, right? So you have to keep them happy. So this technology, although it is progressing, we now have the AI. If we want to look at it in another way, for us graphic designers, it might seem as the end of the line somewhere somehow. But
Mm-hmm.
if we try to um, maximize on it and take it into our profession, we can use it for the betterment of our work. So, in as much as it might be affecting a certain side of our work, it can also help us. Like, you can create your imagination and bring it into life and create something beautiful with it. So, it all depends on where you're going. So, as a graphic designer or any other person in business, just going with the flow as, as fast as you can because technology is not going to wait for you. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is what I can say.
Cornelius, how heavily do you rely on technology for your screenwriting, for your production?
Oh, so for me, I think technology has been definitely beneficial for me due to the fact that it's helping me, I guess, speed up the pace faster in regards of, the old school ways, certain technology,
Okay. Seems that we are losing Cornelius. Oh,
now
Grant.
technology is on the rise. I've been doing a lot of
Okay, we
screenwriting,
got it.
but making sure everything is balanced and also making sure that everything is being proofread and corrected the right way. Because without technology, to be really honest, in today's time, it will be really hard for people with disability to move. I've experienced times where I broke my hand and wasn't able to write, finish off the script, and I had a hard time writing. So what I did was I had my Google end up finishing off the script by me talking the story to the speaker, and it just end up typing the rest for me. So
Perfect.
technology been helping me throughout this production. Good. Yeah.
Great, great, great.
Thank
So,
you.
so then when we rope in the issue of privacy, how do you see this playing out? How are you able to, are you even concerned about, privacy online, your privacy online, making sure that your work, everything, your personality, your personal information
Mm.
online is being protected? How does that play out for you, Ogram?
Okay. So for me, whenever I don't know if I can say this, but I get frustrated when we continuously get the cookies, you accept cookie, what, in at times,
Yes.
certain sites, they force you to accept the cookies even when you
Yes.
don't want to.
Because
So
you can't
that's
move on
one.
if you don't. Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot go anywhere without accepting that. And I'm very concerned, where is my that information going? How are they going to use it? So most of the times find myself rejecting the cookies anyway. I'm very concerned
Hmm.
because at times, especially in this work line of business, you have to be, it's your original work, it's your
Yes.
idea. Although most of the times when you get a project to work on, you go through other people's work, see how they've done it. It's the patent rights, you don't own them per se. There's no copyright, is protection there, because you can put your work out there to market it and advertise it, but someone else can just come and take you the idea and just maybe change the color, or maybe just add one or two ideas of their own. So at the end of the day, there's no protection. You don't have much privacy, although people just say it in general terms. But if we look into it, you don't have much privacy, because you need to market, you need to advertise, you need to put your work everywhere where people are. But
Yeah.
in as much as you are marketing, you're exposing yourself to hackers, to people who are to phishing and all that kind of stuff. So we don't have that much protection of our privacy, if I
Mm,
can say.
mm.
So due diligence is really needed when we are in this line of work, in this industry.
Cornelius, what concerns you about privacy online?
Um, to be really honest, what really concerns me is the spams, the fake emails, the things that create the viruses to make sure that you cannot even log in or even download an application or software that you might need, or an app, right? So I just feel like technology has been on the rise in regards of connecting the email to every app, right? And in a sense
Yeah.
where once you I guess register your email on a specific app, um, that app has all your information due to the
Yes.
fact of how that technology is created, right? So I feel like there are no borders no more. And I also feel like you can connect to every
Okay, we are losing him again. Ogra, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so what he's saying is actually true, because it looks like there are no borders anymore. In as much as technology is what we are using to thrive in our businesses,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
really,
yeah,
really
yeah. Mhm.
becoming or looking more of a place that needs a lot of diligence, like you were saying, to make sure
Mhm.
that as
Yeah,
much as you are being handy with technology, you're also protecting your privacy and your personal data, in
yeah,
everything
yeah,
that you're
yeah,
doing.
yeah,
which
that's
which of
true.
the platforms, which of the social media platforms do you usually or frequently use for your work?
Okay, so mostly that there's Facebook, there's Instagram, and at times I post it on my LinkedIn account. Um, Uh, for me, those two most of the times. But my clients are they. So some of my clients, they want the Twitter, they want YouTube. So all those places is like, I remember this at the time. This client of mine, I manage his social media handles,
Mm-hmm.
and as soon as she boosted a post that we had done, you know, we started receiving certain inbox messages. They were saying, yeah, your account is going to be closed right now. Yeah, you need to click this link and whatnot. So thank God I was the first to see that, because I'm not the only one who has access to that account. There's someone else who manages it who was there before me. So we just leave him, he's in the executive.
Mm,
So Thank God I was the first to see that. And I had to run to the client and say, oh, please, do not respond to this message because it was so threatening. And the person, if you read it, you'll be like, oh my God, my page, I'm about to lose it. And then I had to tell her that no, don't do that. Let me look into it. And to see there were some spelling mistakes, and then the HTTPS address, it was so wrong. There's some errors. And to top it all, it was on Facebook and it was in the inbox, like a person's inbox, not the support inbox. So I was like, no, this is fake because one, it has got spelling mistakes, and then in Facebook doesn't come to you and say, hi, we are Facebook. We are about to close your account. No, they don't do that. There's a certain way they write their messages, and they do not send directly into your inbox. They use the support inbox, so hackers cannot have access to that area, that support inbox. So I was like, no, this is not it. So the moment that I blocked and reported it, there was another one that came, another one. So I was like, is it because we boosted the account? And then the person who boosted, they used an audience where the country they are currently in. So there were so many people who are not from our country, Zimbabwe, that started posting comments, and they were harsh comments. So if you are a person who doesn't have a good heart, which is you take everything to heart, you would say, ah, this is the end. I'm not gonna do that again. So yeah, there was a breach of some privacies and whatnot. So it's a
You
risk out
know,
there. It's
yeah,
painful.
Cornelius, we were talking about how we need to, continue to educate ourselves and make sure that the platforms that we are using, we do have the knowledge, and be sure that we keep, whilst we are using technology for our businesses, we also make sure that we understand the need for privacy and how we'll be able to manage and navigate our way through, just to be sure that our privacy is always protected. Now,
Right.
which of the social media platforms do you frequently use?
I use, well, you know, social media is different in regards when I use it. I use social
Okay.
media on for business preferences,
Yeah.
as well as or accomplishment preferences, right? Just to inspire whoever is out there that needs to see something uplifting. Other than that, that's the only purposes I use it for. Facebook, I would use it only for connecting with old friends that I grew up with or family from across the country or another side of the world. But other than that, I just when I'm using these things, I just use wisdom, right? Because you never know. We never know who can be out there tapping into your conversations,
Yeah.
and that can get into it because it's all about cybersecurity. And I feel like a lot
Yes.
of a lot of people, once they learn cybersecurity, they're able to hack into your information and just disconnect you from whatever you're trying to accomplish. So
Yeah.
it's always
Yeah.
good to be
Yeah.
conscious.
As a
Mhm.
filmmaker, I believe that as you are aspiring to get there, as your projects are going to be put together and get out
Right.
there, there's definitely going to be a lot of awareness creation that you're going to do on social media, or you're going to use social media platforms to
Right.
premiere, for example, your kind of stuff, right?
Right.
I'm just thinking that, are you concerned about how, or the steps that have you put in place any steps that you're going to use to your advantage to make sure that you're not violated in terms of, for example, copyright or policies,
Mm.
or getting your stuff secured and making sure that everything goes on smoothly in terms of you protecting your data?
Well, that's a very good. That's a very good way that you said that because I feel like it's before the script is even finished. I mean, before any intellectual property is done, it's very important that you have it already copywritten right there and then, even before you finish it, because it protects you. It also protects your artwork, your creativity, your design, your product, right? So, for me, when I was doing this film, doing the script, I wrote this script 9 years ago.
Okay.
Right?
Oh,
Yeah. So
wow.
yeah,
Okay.
it's like a scroll.
Wow.
So I wrote it 9 years ago, and I had copywritten it through the Innovation of Canada. So there's a special registry for innovations, and because it's a 3D animation and live action, it had to be an innovation copywritten document because it wasn't just a media film. It was mixed with graphic design, 3D designs, right? So I had to make sure everything was patented down good with my lawyer and go over certain things, create non-disclosure agreements to protect your work, making sure that anything that you give out there, not just film, but even graphic design, OGRA. When you're putting things out there, it's very important to make sure that that person signs a non-disclosure agreement, so they don't run
Mhm.
off with your idea or run off with your product
Yeah,
or
that's true.
anything close to your idea. So non-disclosures
Mhm.
is what I work with before I hand out anything to anyone, and that's how I operate. But yeah,
Great. So I'm thinking, social media, in the face of social media, the way millennials, we use social media, we put our thing, everything out there. Social media is our life. Everything that we do thrives on there
Mhm.
on social media. Do you
sure.
think that there is anything like privacy if you make that decision to be on social media? Is there anything like privacy? Ogra.
I'll take that. So I think there is, but everything comes with consequences and a right comes with a responsibility, right? So there is privacy if you follow the guidelines, the correct guidelines. So for example, I always tell my young sister that even if you're a teenager, there are certain things that due to peer pressure you want to post your everything, and to a certain extent, you're exposed to different stuff,
Yes.
right?
Sure.
So if you
Yes.
post it now and then you want to become a president in 20 years, that thing that you posted now in 20 years will still be there. Even if you delete it from your device, it's still stored in the Google servers.
Yes.
Someone can still access that. So no matter what you whether you rely on deleting, posting and deleting, still it is stored up somewhere. So you just have to post responsibly because at times, us as we just love putting what you eat, there's a statement they say that social media wants to eat. So before you eat a breakfast in a hotel, social media needs to eat. They need to see what you are going to eat. They need to see
Yeah.
what you're wearing today. They need to see what in as much as you want to do that, but there should be a guideline. There should be a stop, everything. You shouldn't just let yourself just get carried away. There should be somewhere where you say, no, I won't pass this, I won't cross this. So you have to use social media responsibly, be responsible for
Using
us.
social
We should.
media responsibly. Yeah, using social
Mhm,
media responsibly. What are your
mhm,
thoughts, Cornelius?
She said it. She said it better than me. I mean, like, to be really honest,
Yeah.
you have to use it responsible. I mean, it's not, people are not bad. I feel like
mhm,
no one in this world is bad. It's just the behavior that comes upon them at that specific moment is what's bad. All right. So it's how you use it, like she said, responsibly, and basically just use your discretion, right? Use your conscience when you're
Yeah.
on these things.
when,
That's
when
it.
when you're on there, use your conscience, because I get a
yeah,
lot
that's
of
true.
young people talking about how their privacies were breached,
Hmm.
while being on social media. But then when investigations are done thoroughly, when the story develops, you realize that they actually went ahead to put
Mm.
everything there to cause their own data
Mhm,
breaches. And then you realize
mhm,
that it is because, in as much as they're using technology to their advantage, they forget that
mhm.
the issue of privacy is always lingering at the tail end. So it is actually very important. I think that people need training from time to time on how to use
Yeah,
social
that's
media.
true.
For
Yeah,
sure.
because
Yeah.
maybe we should champion that cause. There's the need for training, because at the end of the day, there's always the issue of privacy that lingers behind. But Talking about social media, privacy, and everything, the convenience that comes with technology, all the things that you are able to do vis-a-vis convenience and privacy, is has there been a situation in your lives where you have had to, you know, sacrifice privacy for convenience? Ogra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, for me, um, I try by all means not to get myself in those corners, but uh, the worst case scenario, it's just those cookies. You really, really need to use this site. It has the resources that you need, but uh, I can't say I have, except for that part. I can't say I
Mm-hmm.
have. I just try to avoid if I see that this site is acceptable for me.
Okay.
Um, I just stay away because at times with this technology, your IP address
Yes.
is you can be vulnerable. Your IP address can be traced,
Yes.
and in the first world, you okay. So us as designers, we tend to not buy certain softwares. We use cracked at times. So in the first world, it can happen. In the third world, you can get away with that, but in the first world they know through the whatever, I don't know how they would know, and they would know that this person's computer is using an unlicensed application. And I had a time where I it got closed, it got shut down. My software that I was using was shut down because it wasn't licensed, and they had to say they get a licensed product, and they shut that one down. Until I had to get a licensed one. So I can say I found myself in a compromising
Mm,
situation
mm.
because
For
that.
me,
Yeah.
usually it's when you know you download an app and then you don't read the terms and conditions and the fine prints
Mm.
We
there.
don't normally read. We just
And
accept.
you don't normally read because you're in a hurry and you've probably seen a
Just
new
accept.
app, you know what you want to get out of the app. So all you do is just download it quick without reading the fine prints and
Mhm.
agreeing to the terms and conditions. Obviously, you just agree. You just go on tick and you agree. But then
Yeah, for the sake of it.
you don't know what you are allowing access to. So then
Correct.
you're allowing
Mhm.
access to your
Mhm.
contacts, you're allowing access to everything on your phone, and
Mm-hmm.
before you know
But if you
it,
don't agree, you won't use it. If you
you
don't
won't
agree,
use
they
it.
won't give you
Exactly.
the
So
application.
so it's that culture of knowing that if you want to use a particular app, you must
Mhm.
read the terms
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
conditions. You can't upload it without reading.
Mhm.
You can't just take. You need to read. Even if it is long, you need to read at a point because otherwise, but of course, times that
Mhm.
I've sacrificed privacy for convenience is when I have just, not read through and I have just downloaded it,
Mhm.
and before I knew it, I see that I have allowed access to a lot of things on my phone, and
Yeah.
I am not
Yeah.
happy
Yeah.
about it in the long run. So those are the times that I found myself wanting. And I'm sure that a lot of youth out there are going through the same thing because sometimes it's like they say, we don't like to read.
Reading.
We don't like to read, especially when it is a long read. We don't like to read. I think
Yeah.
that
No.
these app developers should do well to reduce the length of
Mhm.
their agreements
True.
They
because it's too
intentionally do
long.
that. I feel
Cornelius,
that.
what do you think?
I feel. Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like there should be okay. I feel like, to be honest, I feel like the company who allows internet should have that,
Uh-huh.
right? Not just the app itself. I feel like whatever company allows you to have signal, to have a
Mhm.
line, right, should have some type of security border of specific things and things that can definitely go away, such as spam, right? Like when for me, if spam calls my phone, I will send that number to a like a safety department, and that safety department will block that number and just notify it as spam. So whenever that number would call, that number would even ring. It will just cancel, right? So
Mm,
there are some softwares that you can download that can protect you, but the problem is with these softwares, they still create viruses, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so it's like,
yeah.
is there really any boundary anymore? Because once you have a phone and you download your email to your phone, your all your, like you said, all your contacts, all your photos, everything is to be seen, right? And then anyone can hack and get into that information, and then you can be exploited. You don't know what can happen. So these are the things that are terrifying, but there could be laws strict down on it if there are more, if there are stronger softwares that can create a safer environment
Mm,
for people to use
mm,
the social media and stuff like that, right? So
yeah. I mean, technology, we can't be, we've reached a point where there's no way that the technology can go back. It can only go forward.
right,
So it's very important that as users of technology, we also become abreast with issues of data security and data protection to be sure that our data, our personal data is protected, because data is the new oil. You guys know that, right? Data
Yeah,
is oil, because companies are making a lot of money out of
yeah,
people's personal information. So it is
right,
that serious that even though everybody is just coming on board on technology using all sorts of media platforms, the issue of data protection is so dire that you can't even joke about it.
mm-hmm.
So I really like to champion the fact that data protection and data security is something that is so important that we need to keep talking and ringing in people's minds, especially users of technology, because you will shoot yourself in the foot thinking that technology is, you're thriving on technology and you're doing everything on technology and you're not protecting your data. Like, that's a no.
right.
But speaking
Yeah.
about that, what are some of, how can you guys sort of like help advise our listeners, our fellow millennials that are listening, um some of the ways that they can be able to protect their privacy or personal information while on social media or while using technology? Are there some advice that you can offer them in terms of protecting their personal information while online? Ogra, do you have any advice that you can give?
Okay, yeah, thank you so much for that. That one is very crucial. It's very, very important. So basically, what I think is that just avoid sharing your password. You know what? As millennials, when you get excited, is for example, you get into a relationship, you get excited to say, "Oh, my
Yeah.
bear has got my password to my Facebook account. My bear has got my password." We share passwords, but there's
Yeah.
a certain extent where bear can be uh become a bear. That's bear, BEAR, at the end, and then because they have access to your personal information, they can still harm you with that. So sharing of passwords, no matter what, we can stop that. And then also, if there is important information, we need to use more safe and secure ways of sharing those information. For example, just like when we were supposed to enter into this interview, the link was shared through email. That's more secure than just posting, oh, Grad, there's this link to the StreamYard and it was posted on Facebook. No. So you make sure that we use secure platforms to share our information, and maybe encrypt when we are on WhatsApp. Encrypt, make sure our messages are encrypted. Not everyone has got access to any point where they can get any personal information whatsoever. So if you are someone who uses maybe uh so you know, us as graphic designers, normally we purchase the stuff online, softwares, we purchase this and that online. We normally use our billing codes and everything else, putting it out there online. Make sure that your phone as a whole, maybe you use the fingerprints or the whatever, the password, so that no one will be able to access your billing information, because the moment they get into your phone, now we have got contactless. You just use the phone and then pay something. They can just take your phone, unlock it, and purchase anything. So just make sure that everything that pertains to you is more secure. And then when you see some links, verify whatever link that you, before clicking on it, verify, is it true, is it authentic, is it from the right source? You just try by all means to verify first. Like you were saying, not everyone wants to read, but you don't just click anything that you see.
Mhm.
Don't just click on the link, click here, click that, click there, click that. You know, those people that are scamming people, they just know that when your eyes are seeing everything, there are a lot of things on your screen, you just
Yeah.
click, 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 click. You're in a rush to just click.
Yes.
If you do that, you are going into a pit. So, like due
Yeah.
diligence, like I once said.
Perfect. Cornelius, what do you think?
I feel like personally, I feel like overall, like certain things such as like phones, technology, social media, all those things can be put away. You can use a handbook and get a pen. I feel like we as human people, we as citizens, we as flesh, we are losing the nature of doing things ourselves based on these technologies, right? So
Yes.
I feel like to learn is to learn hands on, and to be hands on is to pick up something and use it with your hands more than letting it do it by itself. I think when you let things do by itself, it's more likely to malfunction or more likely not to come as straight as you want it to be. And so when you focus on doing things, not say the old school way, but just get a little notebook or get a little chart from the store and get a marker and jot down some notes of whatever you want to have, password or whatever it might be. It's safer that way because now you don't always have to go in your phone and see if you have the password or not, because you can
Need
lose
to
your
save
phone.
my password. Mm.
You can lose your phone, right? And you can lose
Mm-hmm.
all that information that's in your phone because your phone is locked and you're not able to unlock it. So you might as well go on the writing board that you have all the things in the back, check on, and you check on all the list of things that you have there that you knew that if it was going to be missing in your phone, it will be
Mm-hmm.
still there at home. So you
Mm-hmm.
just got to be militant on how you deal with your personal data, and try not to, like Olga said, try not to give your information out, even if you're in a relationship. It's not that you're hiding. It's not that you're hiding anything. It's you just want to protect yourself from
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
danger, any stolen information.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's what's interesting about our age, the fact that we are millennials and we have the experience of the old school, we'll call it, how to do things on our own,
Right.
and then
Mm-hmm.
combining it with having this opportunity of technology where things are done. So, like you're saying, we will be able to from time to time decide that, okay, I'll not go on technology. I'll let technology rest this time around. I'll do it myself. I'll use my pen and my paper just to
Right.
be able to prevent myself from experiencing any sort of data breach. Have you guys ever experienced any personal data breach? Think about it. But I want us to talk about because I'll come back to you to share your experience on a data breach. But before that, I just want to talk about challenges in the industries that you are in. Cornelius, you, for example, as a filmmaker, aspiring filmmaker, when you put your work out there. For example, you do a new movie, you put the work on YouTube, you premiere it on YouTube, you put it on YouTube, and then you have people downloading downloading it instead of maybe streaming it,
Mm-hmm.
and you download the feed and then you show it, say, on national television.
Right,
How
right.
does that affect your work? How does that affect you as a writer? What are your thoughts on things like that?
Uh, I mean, like, first off, everything happens on God's timing, right? And I just feel like because there's so much competition, um, there's so many areas to look at, and especially like in the film industry, you would call me a newborn in the game. But for me, I always like writing, and I feel like whatever you've been through, and whatever you put to the paper and you vision it, and you talk about it to different people. You don't tell them that you're writing something, but you tell them a scenario of a little story, of a friend of yours. And if you can captivate their attention of them asking you, where'd you get that from, or is that something out there, or whatever it might be, then you get to realize that you're heading in a good space. But then when it comes to, like, trying to get your stuff out there, like downloading and posting and stuff like that, it's sometimes you have to have a strong wing, meaning a strong partner that can help you get it out there the way how it should be. I'm not saying that it won't get the volume I'm not saying it won't get the volume once you upload it
Mm.
on whatever it might be, whatever platform there is for that
Mm-hmm.
film to be uploaded. But once you have a strong arm that has the experiences, right, it's always good to mesh with those type of individuals and those type of teams. But
Mm.
it's important that that when you are explaining your vision to those individuals, that everything is leveraged and no one's trying to change your idea, right?
Mm.
And I feel like as new artists coming into the game and learning certain things, everybody wants something new off of someone. And for
Indeed.
me, I always like to, like, I like to hide. Not, you know what
Okay.
I mean? So for me, it's not a good thing. It's very important to be out there for you to get your word out there, to get the work out there. But for a period of time, I guess for like 2 or 3 years, I was hiding. I wasn't talking about the project. Didn't
Mm.
want to talk about it. I was scared that it, like, somebody would have just take my
You
idea.
steal the idea, yeah.
So, and I know I've heard stories of people taking people's ideas in the industry, and
Yes. Yes.
they have to go to court for a couple of years just to get their money back. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
that's just something that I don't obviously want to ever see myself in, and I can't say I won't see myself in. Things happen, but I'm for sure guaranteed with this project that I'm working on, it will have a strong investor. So I guess whoever's listening out there, hopefully you guys can
Mm.
take me in and hear what I have to say. But I just feel like it's a journey, and I feel like the journey is always sweeter than the destination. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Because
Right.
that's what people don't see. They don't see the waking up, the going to bed 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to send out emails, trying to write the best proposal letter to see if you can find the right
mm,
investor and provide the best movie package so this
mhm,
person can be interested. And it's very hard because inflation, a lot of companies don't have funds, a lot of these people don't have money. So it's like, how can you really convince the investor that he will get his money back by letting him know that you have people like Warner Brothers on your side that's willing to help you? They just want to see some numbers now, and that's all.
mm,
Mm.
yeah,
That's where I'm at right now. So yeah.
Ogra, I know that you touched a little bit about it in the beginning when you're talking about AI and everything, but I'm thinking about in your industry things, softwares that have come up like Canva, for example,
mm,
already designed stuff. All you need to do is to just
yeah,
change the name and then you're good to go.
yeah,
Mhm.
How does this technology that seems to be after your work, how does it
mm.
feel, and how do you think that you can overcome such is it a challenge for you, and how do you think that you can overcome such a challenge?
Okay, that's a very, very crucial point question. Um, so it's a challenge, a huge challenge, because where a person used to come to you and say, "Can you please design a flyer for me?" They can just do it on their own. It's taking away clients from us, the clients, the working clients per se. Most of them, the working clients, they're just going on online and doing their own stuff. But with the coming in of AI, like I said, that it's a challenge of on its own, of course, because some people they just now using robots to manage their social media. They're just doing with this and that. You just need to upgrade your skills and make yourself remain relevant, because AI doesn't do everything. There is it can do something to a certain extent. So it's not up to you to go from the extent where it ends and
Mhm.
go further, a step further. So, for example, if we look at big companies, uh, okay, like let's say, for example, LuvBay Radio, uh, it's a big it's a big radio show, right? And you can't expect Theo to be designing the flyers, like going on Canva for the shows. Like the week, it's a whole week show, and he'll be like busy with this busy schedule, and then trying to design this and that, this and that. So that's where Gnostic Designs comes in and say, okay, let me take that weight off your shoulders. So I'll design this one, two, three, three, a number of you package you offer in a way that can attract a person and say, okay, instead of using Canva, I can do this. So meaning to say your work is supposed to be more beautiful than Canva,
Mhm.
more attractive than Canva. Your higher turnaround time, is it quicker than when the person is just going and say tick tick click 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 click? It all depends on that. So how you will present your idea also will matter. So you need to get those skills, people skills, negotiation skills, and yes, of course, you've got the talent and everything. But if you're able to negotiate, a person has to see the weight, and he has to see the importance of using a graphic designer more than Canva. Because yes, of course, Canva, there are certain stuff that it does that are beautiful, but then there are certain stuff that are just like, so your touch, make sure that you have a specific touch. Because if you take a flyer that is designed by Nose Designs, it's supposed to be different. There's something that just differentiates it from a flyer that is designed by Okoro, you know? So
Yeah.
like you have your own touch, and then make sure that you sharpen it every day, you make it more beautiful, and then incorporate other things. Recently I'm starting to learn how to do I haven't ventured into that, but I'm learning the 3D. I'll come to animation very soon. Don't worry, Cornelius. I will not steal that from you, but I'm coming to
Nice,
animations. I want to
nice,
learn that,
nice.
like using animation into making motion graphics, making adverts using animations for some. This is what is in the trends right now. 3D animation, animated videos, adverts, and all that. That's what's in the trend right now. So I have to upgrade my skills, So yeah, it's a challenge, but now we are trying to make ourselves relevant.
Impressive. You're tuned into Love Bay Radio, and this is Voices of the Millennials. I'm here with OGRA NKALA. She's a graphic designer, and Cornelius Headley, who is a filmmaker, screenwriter, director. We are having a productive conversation here, and it's just so good to have millennials gathered talking about their aspirations, their concerns, and dreams, just to inspire our generation. I was asking you guys if you have ever experienced a data breach. Has any of you experienced anything like that?
Uh, I have. I think I've experienced it in a way where um I was sent an email, and the email, basically how it was I guess somebody wanted help to get in to their email. In order to get into their email, um I would have to go into my email and send something to them. And so I was a bit, it was a bit shaky about it in the beginning, but then when I tried it, um I had to use reverse psychology because I felt like something was still wasn't right. So how I did it was, he was like, please, can I get the email, please? Can you, because I'm logged out of my own email, I need help. So can you just log in your email and transfer something to me? Just send something to me so I know that my email's still working. So I said, I said I can bring the horse to the water, but I can't force it to drink.
Yeah.
So I said, so he was like, what is that supposed to mean? I mean, and I can tell you how to go on your email, how to register for a new email if you can't log into that one. But I'm not gonna be able to go into my email and try to help you out that way. I don't know you that way, and I don't even know who you are, right? And I feel like,
Perfect.
because of the heart of human beings, with the heart that we have, we're so easy to give in, right? But I think in the time that we're living in now, there's so many, like you said, there's so many breaches, there's so many identity theft. You really have to be very cautious on how you share your information, even if it's like, even if you're going to the bank, because you don't know who's at the bank that might take your information and share it out with somebody else, right? So it's very important that you know, when you're doing your transactions or whenever you're doing your meetings or whatever letters you might have, everything is stocked in a quiet area where you don't have to feel like anything's being touched or being breached. So I try to really protect myself from sharing my email with anyone or even going into my email and trying to help someone from there, because that's where the dialogue opens once that
Mm.
happens.
I think that there's the need to empower ourselves,
Right.
millennials, and anybody else to ask questions. I think
Mhm,
people do not like to ask questions. They are scared. I don't know whether
mhm,
they are scared to ask questions, or, well, sometimes from the part of the countries that some of us are coming from, if you ask too many questions, they tag you as being too knowing, or
mm,
being
mm,
arrogant. But it's
mhm,
actually very important to ask questions, especially
mhm,
when somebody is requesting for your personal information. You need to ask
mhm,
questions. I think I one of the telecommunication companies, I think I was getting a SIM. I was trying to do something. I think online banking or something. I was trying to, or register a SIM or something, and the customer asked me to give my 4 digits pin, and I
Hmm.
said, 4 digit pin for what? For which one?
mhm,
And then he was quick to say, oh no, not for your banking or anything, just for, and then he said, okay, I think I can send you a text.
Hmm.
So I was wondering, how are you taking a 4 digit? Which 4 digit pin are you referring to? Like, what,
mhm, mhm,
hello,
mhm.
what is going on here?
Mm,
But then somebody would
right.
just quickly think of 4 digit pin. As soon as you say 4 digit pin,
Mhm.
the first pin that comes into your mind is probably your bank account pin, and then you just give it
Yeah,
out just like that.
Right.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
questions, asking questions. We need to empower each other to
mhm,
learn how to ask questions. When somebody is
yeah, yeah,
asking you for your personal information, you need to ask what they are using it for and how they are
mm,
even storing it.
yeah, yeah.
Because
That's true.
yeah, you should have a data protection plan if you're
Right.
asking me for my for my personal information, so that I understand how you're going to protect my data. But then
Right.
again,
Mhm,
the awareness of data protection is not very much, and I think that it's
mhm,
something that we need to champion because it
mhm,
is important, especially as technology will continue to evolve. Technology is not going back, it will continue to evolve. So the onus lies on us, heavy technology users, to make sure that we learn to play the game, right?
Right.
mhm, mhm.
Final words. I want to find out from you guys what the future of technology holds for your industries. How are you going to how do you see the future of technology evolving around your various industries, be it where you are now or where you see yourself going in the future? what are your thoughts on how you would see the future of technology evolving, especially around privacy? Cornelius.
Uh, I think I think just the way how the world is moving, I think technology will evolve where people will be jobless,
Mhm.
and I think it will evolve where um, we won't be doing anything to, I guess, to satisfy our need. Right?
Mhm.
It won't be based off our own strength anymore. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be based on the computer itself helping us out with anything that we
Yeah.
need help with. Right? So um, I think our future is heading to a futuristic world where even back home countries are gonna start seeing a lot of technology more than ever, right? And
Yeah.
I think they're just I think everything is just trying to be connected. I think technology is connected to one source, and I just feel like in order for anything to not be erased, it has to be connected to all. So I just think with technology, they're just going to keep connecting and creating things and adding computer in every single thing, right? I won't be surprised if a toaster has a computer one of these days where it can
Yeah.
this. So
Yes. Yeah.
um, so
Yeah.
we just gotta expect not be surprised of one day a homemade robot to clean up our house,
Yeah.
right? And it's gonna be for a good price, for a reasonable price for everyone to buy, due to the fact of privacy, right?
Yeah.
Secondly, and then protection,
Yeah.
right? And basically the whole security aspect of it. So I think we will be in a rude awakening, but we just I guess we're just gonna have to learn to adjust. Um, some old ways won't work anymore.
Yeah.
People won't be used to that. People won't want it that way. It has to be from that computer. So
Yeah.
um, I guess sooner or later we're gonna say goodbye to the pen and paper soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally.
Ogra, what do you think? How are you going to, manage technology going forward as it's evolving and roping
And
in privacy?
okay. So like I mentioned, Cornelius, I'm coming to the animation. Coming to the animation. Watch the space. So it's all about like when the technology is evolving, you do the same as well. You grow when it's growing, you grow with it, because how will be jobless if we do not do that? Um, uh, it, in the end, you just have to think ahead, think now where the AI is starting, technology is starting to evolve. Think, try to think where, try to project where it is going, so that you have to be prepared for where it is going, and also have a plan rolled out. And yeah, but you know what I believe is that the old ways will not be totally non-existent, because even if you look at fashion right now, some of the hairstyles that you used to see when we were from our mothers, they are coming back as the new trends. So there's nothing new that is going to come. Is yeah, it will just include the old and put together and made it seem as if so still you still need when it comes to privacy, you still need to apply due diligence. You still need to be responsible no matter what technology will, how what the shape technology will come in. You still need to be responsible. It will not wash away, it will not evolve. Is being responsible will not change. Be responsible, be practice due diligence in love reading, like you said. I should love reading terms and conditions before, I remember there was a certain time uh I didn't put it in my mind, but because I'm so inquisitive, I almost signed a blank a blank form. It was a certain event that I was attending, and then the person made it seem as if there were some wrong details on other documents and whatnot. So he said, okay, we'll fill in the form after you're gone just to sign it because we are about to go and whatnot. But then I had to read it and I was like, why would I sign a blank form? Because some people sold their houses just by signing a blank form and someone will just fill in the information, because when you're signing something, you are saying, I'm agreeing to whatever is whatever is written on it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I almost did that, but I had to ask. And then, when you continue to ask, a person becomes frustrated. And the moment that they become frustrated, just know that, nah, this person wasn't, it was after my life. So, yeah, practice due diligence, be responsible,
Absolutely.
be inquisitive, want to have that desire to learn, to know more, be detailed. If you want to be in a certain area, in a certain industry, learn, read about it, go over and beyond just to know more about it. The laws, like in the third, the laws that apply in the third world and the laws that apply in the first world, they are totally different. Get to know which law applies in the area that I'm in, which laws are protecting me, which laws if I which laws am I prone to breach, which laws am I with which laws am I going to stumble across, so
Absolutely.
be learned, love
Yeah.
knowledge. Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. I see that we've even gone past our time. Thank you so much. It's been an impressive session. I am so happy to have met you guys, you professionals. I am wishing you guys all the best. Thank you, listeners, for joining us on LuvBay Radio, Voices of the Millennials. My name is Annamaria Amissah, your regular host. We promise you of a wonderful and more captivating episode next week. Stay tuned. Thank you so much. It's me signing off. Until next time. Bye.
Thank you for having us.
Nice. Thank you
Bye.
for having us.